Well, good morning. Good morning. It is Coffee with Carol, and I am going to talk with you this morning about stop, drop, and roll. And it's really about the weight that we carry. We all know the familiar phrase that you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. Carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. Wow. I think that we are struggling more than we've ever struggled before. I think that things are just a little crazy out there. And I don't know about you, but sometimes my thoughts are out of control. I start to go into this cycle of the what ifs, of scared of something that either isn't there or of something that could happen, right? We go into this frenzy of, I wonder if, and if I do that, what will happen here? And the report from the doctor's office, or the money in our checkbook, or whatever it may be, we tend to get a little bit sidetracked on what we're thinking. And sometimes I play conversations over and over again in my head, and I replay things and I think, well, could I have done it differently? Could I have said it differently? We have relationship challenges, we have health issues, maybe, I don't know, but we have these thoughts. And I think it's like this. It's like, I have weights. This is an 8-pound weight. I have 10 pounds. I have 5 pounds. I have 15, and I have a 20-pound weight. But here's the thing. If I had to carry this around with me all day long, couldn't put it down, had to carry it with me all day long, I think I would get tired. And I think I would get frustrated because I wouldn't be able to do certain things. If I have to carry this, I wouldn't be able to do something that required both my hands. And some of us have weights in both hands, and we're just paralyzed with inability to do things, right? So we have these weights that we're carrying with us all day long. And I think that they are thoughts. For most of us, it's just thoughts. We have to look at how we can get rid of those thoughts. 2 Corinthians 10:5 says that we're to take every thought captive and bring it into obedience to Christ. Well, that's a real good thing to say, right? I mean, yeah. But I don't know about you, but I can't always do that. I'm not very good at that sometimes. Sometimes I'm just a little bit, I'm just over it, I'm just over it. And so my thoughts, they kind of hold me captive. So what do we do? I mean, what do we do in that situation? And how do we stop this insanity? How do we stop it from continuing? In Psalm 81:6 says that the Lord will take the load from your shoulders, and he'll free your hands from the heavy task. He will take the load from your shoulders, and he will free your hands from the heavy task. Okay, great. Again, how do I do this? How do I silence those negative thoughts? How do I confront them? How do I deal with them? So I want to talk about stop, dropping, and rolling, because we're going to have to put this fire out. Think of it like negative thoughts bad thoughts, things that cause anxiety, fear, worry, frustration, all of those things, the weight of the world. Let's think of them like a fire that we have to put out. And so we have to stop, we have to drop, and we have to roll. So stopping in our tracks and really acknowledging and recognizing, I think that we have to actually take the time to say, hey, thought, you don't control me. And I'm not going to believe that lie. And I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, right? We have to silence those negative thoughts, but we can't just push them away because they will come back. We have to do something with them. So we have to think about them, recognize what they are, and then do something about it. So handing it over, it's sort of like taking this, all right, and giving it to someone else, or actually putting it down. So we stop and we drop it. We drop that thought. We drop that thought at the foot of the cross. We drop that thought with God. And then we have to roll, okay? Because it's a lot easier to lift your hands with nothing in them. It's a lot easier to move. It's a lot easier to, get your groove on, so to speak, when you don't have anything in your hands. So I would say to you, throw on your favorite upbeat praise and worship song. And if you're at work, put your headphones in for a few minutes. You need to speak loud enough or sing loud enough so that you can hear it. So it can be a whisper if you're with other people, right? Maybe put up some reminders, some Post-it notes, some maybe postcards of things that you want to remember that are good, that are positive, that will counteract and really just put that thought into check, You have weapons. You have weapons that you can use against these thoughts. And that's in that armor. We talk about, putting on your armor. I mean, getting some scripture, getting that scripture, taking Psalm 81:6, saying that God's going to take this weight from my shoulders and the task from my hands, those heavy burdens that I'm taking, he's going to take them. So I'm going to give them to him. And really standing on that scripture, and that's your belt of truth. And then you put on your obedience, because in your obedience, you will find success. And then you'll put on your sandals of peace, because you're going to walk in peace. You're going to give peace. And you're going to put on your helmet of salvation. You're going to put on your helmet knowing that God will go before you. He will take care of things and he will fight your battles. And grab that sword and grab that shield and go forward into the day. If you stop, drop, and roll, think of stop, drop, and roll all day long today, and how you are dropping all of these thoughts that are paralyzing you, that are keeping you from being able to do things because you're holding on to them. Drop them, and then get your groove on. Roll into the day. Roll your arms up and praise. I will tell you that if you think of things like this, if you just sort of kind of make fun of the situation and have fun in the situation, you can change things. You can absolutely change things. You can change a thought that quickly. And I know you can, because remember the time when somebody called you and you were ready for bed, and they called you and you really wanted to see them. And they said, I'm coming over in 10 minutes. All of a sudden you were like, renewed energy. I'm excited, right? So a thought can change that quickly. So stop, drop, and roll today. God does the how and you do the do. Make it a great one. And I'll see you tomorrow.